little title. For sinusoidals, and so that in general it looks like this, right? Sorry, A times sine of bx plus c plus d. Okay, and you can say that this is the amplitude This is your affects the period. Horizontal shift. This one, I can't think of a scenario where you have to change that or do anything to that one. This one is a vertical shift. You should be able to get your midline is equal to D. The max is equal to D plus A. The min is equal to D minus A. Let me do this. Let me do your... Is that better? Let me make it even better. Let's see. Maybe, I think this one is worth mentioning. If you increase B, if you increase this number, you're gonna have waves that look closer together. If you decrease the number, it's gonna be more spread out. Okay. So I hope you know that a horizontal shift, right? If you change this, it would make the wave go either this way or that way. And if you changed, if you were to increase or decrease that, you would cause the whole thing to go up or down. Okay. More formulas here. Amplitude is simply equal to A if they ever ask you for it. Amplitude in particular is if you have your wave and this is the midline, right? This is A right here. So A is always from the midline to either the top or the bottom. There's one more that I want to talk about. Period. Period is 2 pi divided by B. Okay, so all of these formulas you can answer all of that based on the equation. Okay, this is one area that I would like to address. Yeah, I think we're good here. So I'm just gonna say this is very good information. I think you have quite a bit to go off of if you just have that. And if you have the graph, let me see where I fit it. I think I'm going to leave this open here for now. I would just say graph given. Right? So let's say I'm going to give you a specific example here. So let's just make a few waves here. And I will actually give you coordinates of these points. So I made these numbers up. So let's say you find that this is -5, 10. This is -2, -8. This is 110. Those are the ones you can clearly read out. No question about that, right? From this, you should be able to tell me what is the max, what is the mid, what is the min, what is the amplitude, and what is the period. Okay, so if the graph is given, you should still be able to give me all of those just by looking at the graph. Okay. In this case, the max is just 10. I think that's plain and simple. The midline is hard to tell here, so please don't guess. I would skip the midline for now and go and find the one that's a little easier to find, which is the min. That should be -8. Okay. And then you find your midline. Midline is max plus min divided by 2. That's very small, I know. Now let me zoom into that. I'm going to zoom in. Is that better? Yeah. No, round everything to 2 decimals. But most likely, it's going to end up being a whole number. Most likely. Yeah, round to 2 decimals. But if it's a real life situation, oftentimes it is a whole number. It's a good question. So why is it all blurry? That one section is blurry to me. Sorry about that. And if you're listening right now on the video, you're like, ow, my headphones, right? I know, I realized that the other day. A max min divided by 2, so you got to go 10 plus -8 divided by 2. That's going to be 2 divided by 2, which is just 1. The midline is at 1, right? Y is equal to 1. Think about it. If 1, we'll check in a bit how that pairs up with the amplitude. Amplitude is max minus the min divided by 2, which is 10 minus -8 divided by 2. Let's just do mental math here. 10 minus -8, that is actually 18, divided by 2 is 9. And what do we know about the amplitude? The amplitude gets me, let's look at it this way. It gets me from the min to the mid. There should be a 9 difference, and there is a 9 difference. To go from the midline to the top, there's also a 9 difference. See that? From 1 to 10 is 9. From 1 to -8 is also 9. That's how you know you got this one right. Okay? Period. Period. Now we're talking horizontal distance. Everything else is vertical. But period would go 1 minus -5. 1 minus -5. I'll do it this way. This turns positive, so that'll be 6. Ask yourself, from -5 to 1, is that 6? You should see that it is 6.
Excuse the interruption. Chelsea Laporte, please go to room 56. Chelsea Laporte, room 56, please. Thank you.
There is a 6 difference horizontally from this point to that point, right? So that's something that you should observe. I do want to say or. Period could be 2 times. I'm going to use this sticky note for a bit. What if all you had was that? Okay, just a partial picture, like from the high to the low. Then you would subtract the x values and multiply it by 2, right? So that's what I'm going to do here. -2 minus -5 Negative 2 plus 5, that's actually 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So regardless of whether you use see half of the picture or the full picture, you should still be able to get the period out of that. Okay. Yeah. But domain and range? Okay. I thought you'd never ask, but that's a good question. I will say this, I always have to be careful with domain and range because some students just go and look up domain and range on their study sheet and they just think it's always the case. If there's no word problem, domain is what? It never ends. Yeah. Negative infinity to positive infinity. Or all real numbers. In other words, it's not restricted. It's not restricted at all, it just keeps going. The range is definitely restricted. The range goes from, I will call this Y min, Y to Y max. Okay? Or Y min to Y max. Okay, so that's the domain and range in both formats there for you. Okay, so if you wanted to here, I will just say that the range here would be from negative 8 to positive 10. If you want to make a little note there, an example on how to do domain and range. To graph it, let's just continue a little bit with some word problems, and then I think you're going to get the hang of graphing fairly quickly. So for now, I'm just going to leave it at this. Okay, so hopefully this helps. I'm going to leave it up here if you want to take a picture of that, or you want to come and take a picture of my study sheet at one point.